You guys should be so proud of me. Like, I'm already done editing the video and it's exporting right now. And it's barely noon. It's barely noon! Because that means, I get 4 hours to myself until I have to start getting ready for work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make me a breakfast. I haven't eaten breakfast in so long, like a legitimate breakfast. Even though now it's probably considered brunch. It's probably even past brunch. It's lunchtime, but I'm gonna make breakfast food. I'm about to make a bomb breakfast right now, basically. And I'm gonna take you along for the ride. Are you ready for this? Let's go. Alright, so I'm in the kitchen, getting ready to make me breakfast. And check this out. Bananas. Yep, that's gonna be my breakfast. Yeah, right. Check this out. I got eggs, tapatio, salsa, cheese, a potato, chorizo, tortillas, bacon, and sausage. Let's brunch it up. You know what? I don't know if this is a good thing, but my tortillas, it says for the weight of it, it's 666 grams. What should I think about that? I don't care. I'm not superstitious. So I skinned my potato. So I'm going to be making hash browns and I'm going to be grating it, just shredding it up. You're going to take your pan and slap some butter into there. So that should be enough to get a good layer all around the bottom of the pan, because this stuff does stick and you'll ruin your hash browns. So I'm going to wait for that to melt before I put it in. Alright, now that your butter is all getting melted, put some more butter in there. Just kidding. Alright, so I got the potato all shredded. Put that on into there. Put it on into there. Oh yeah. Don't afraid to get handsy, okay? These hash browns, they need to be told who's boss. Alright, so spread those evenly. Nice little thin layer. And what I like to do is come around the edges. Just bring them, push it all towards the center, so it gives it more of a round, clean round. But that's just what I do. You don't gotta do that. This is like cooking time with ghee. Like you're watching the Food Network right now. I apologize if you're hungry and having to watch this, because I'm sure I'm making you even more hungry. And you can't even smell it, let alone you won't even get to taste it. I also put salt and pepper on the top of the hash browns. There's the salt and there's some pepper. Now I'm gonna get my other stuff prepared, start cooking the bacon and sausage, and whisk up my eggs. So I have the bacon and sausage going now. Look at this. This was like the end piece of the bacon, so it's like the retarded cousin of the bacon right now. Sorry to anybody who has a retarded cousin. I don't mean to offend. But I'm gonna set that to like semi under medium level. Also, you want to check up on your hash browns. See, even though like all that butter I put down, it's just still sticking. So you want to get your spatula and check up on it. I'm gonna let you check up on it. Eat, check up on it. I don't know the rest of that song. So it may be just my pan too that does this. Maybe I have a crappy pan. Go around all of it, unstick it, and then just get underneath it, and then try to get it enough unstuck to where you can move it around. And it should also all stay in one piece. I mean, you'll get some lost soldiers that'll break free. There we go. See? Now how it moves in the pan. So now that it's starting to cook, it shouldn't stick that much. You don't want to do that too early, because then all your pieces will break apart. But now that it's all stuck together, it's always good to do that now and get it unstuck. And just be sure to come back every now and then, just give it a little shake to make sure it's not stuck anymore. The way you want to check it is that I bring it over to the edge. I have to try and do this one-handed. Oh gosh. Bring it over to the edge and then bring a spatula underneath. And see, it's kind of getting golden brown, not quite there to the color that I want it, but about golden brown. And then you want to flip it over. Before you flip it over as well, you want to throw in another thing of butter on there, just to make sure it doesn't stick on the other side, because this side's already soaked up all the butter. I mean, you may, I don't know if that's true, but I mean, I put more butter down. So yeah, that's a good way to check it, is just push it over to the edge so then you have all that room to get underneath it with your spatula. Just a healthy tip. I do whisk my eggs. Later, I'm gonna microwave my tortillas so they're warmed up, but I'm gonna do that towards the end of everything while I'm cooking the eggs. Oh look, now it's going. Turned it up. Okay. DJ, turn it up, up. God, I hate myself for doing that right now. So I just flipped it over, moving it around so the butter gets evenly distributed over the bottom of the pan. You could either do two ways of flipping it. You could just get your spatula and flip it over like that. Or what I like to do is that I just do like the little pan flip to flip it over. I also like to turn the heat down just a tad. Bring it to about a 3 on here. I had it at about 4.5 or 5. Bring it down to a 3 because now that the pan is hot, it'll darken the other side like really fast. And you don't want that, so I turn it down. Turn it down so then I could try and get this golden brown color again and still have it cook for a little while. You don't want to try and rush things with it. Alright, this stuff needs to be flipped over now. Nice. I feel like epic mealtime right now. Except I'm actually teaching you how to make all this stuff. Turn over. Epic mealtime, just bam, bam, bam. Does everything. I love epic mealtime now. That's because I'm obsessed with food. Nami, nami, nom, nom. So my bacon sausage is almost ready. And this should be ready too. Let me check the other side. I'm going to try and attempt to flip this. Alright. There. Yeah, that's a good color right there. I'm going to let that sit for about another 2 minutes on low. Finish up the other side. These are about done. Alright, so now that the bacon and sauce is all done, I put them on this paper towel to soak up all the grease. But now you got all this leftover grease in the pan. So what do? You just throw it down in the drain. No, you do not. So I got over here can. It's just a little small tuna can. Normally you use like just any kind of aluminum can. You want to put the grease in there. Try to avoid missing so it doesn't go down the drain. If you do, just run the hot water really quick and it'll hopefully keep it to go down the drain. I'm going to be putting chorizo in this pan, and that stuff pops a lot, especially with the grease, because I like to keep a little bit of the grease left over to cook my eggs in instead of just using butter. Recycle the grease. But I turned this down on low because otherwise it's going to pop you up like crazy as soon as you throw that chorizo in. That's if you're going to use the chorizo. Alright, so I got my chorizo here. It looks gross, but it's actually really freaking delicious. So it's going to look like a little turd popping out right now. Listen to this sizzle. Okay, it was a minimal sizzle just because, I turned it down. Otherwise, that thing will go crazy and pop you all over. You're just like, ah! Alright, so chorizo's all cooked up. I just threw in the eggs. Now I come over here, start my tortillas to warm those suckers up. By the way, with the eggs, I threw in a little bit of milk to give it some fluffiness, and then some salt and pepper. Over here. Flip the tortillas. So now those suckers should be warmed up. Let me finish up these eggs and I'll show you the final product right now. And there you go. You got 2 burritos stuffed with bacon, sausage, egg, salsa, and cheese. And then on my hash browns I put tapatio on there and some extra bacon and sausage. Time to get my grub on. That's how you make a breakfast. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I learned from my mom. She knows best. I love you, Mom. Oh, so good. Sorry, I didn't leave anything left for you guys. I ate it all and I feel good. Well, since I have all this free time, I don't know what to do but nap. Especially after that meal. So in the parking lot of my work right now, there's some car that's like leaking gasoline. if you can see this. Right underneath that car. I don't know whose car it is either. It's just leaking gasoline. It's like really dangerous. What is it leaking off to?
What's that?
What is it leaking?
It looks more like oil to me. Or a combination of gasoline and oil.
Weird.
Something's seriously broken open.
Yeah. Did they like ramp over a curb and then park?
Right?
Now they got the firefighters here. Now that I come back from my delivery. Firefighters. Do work. They're like prying the thing open. Look at them. I don't even know whose car it is.